Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be reviewing Super Sons, issue 2. So, basically where we left off in the comic, the boys had just gotten caught by Lex Luthor trying to break into his building. So, getting back into the story, we get to see Reggie. So, Reggie is a superpowered individual who has been infected by the Amazovirus. If you'll remember, way back when, with the Amazovirus affecting a number of individuals, well, it's believed that almost everyone lost those abilities, lost those powers. Well, at least an estimated 5% kept their abilities, including Reggie. So Reggie has decided to use his abilities in order to traumatize his family. And he kind of goes on a giant killing spree, and he goes on to attack each and every member of his family, with the exception of his sister, who we get to see runs off and escapes with her own life. So that is the prologue of the story. Back at LexCorp, Lex Luthor has caught both Robin and Superboy trying to break into his building. And he's asking them to explain. He's telling them that shouldn't children be in bed? It's a school night after all. And I love it because even though they're in so much trouble right now, Robin says, with all that power and wealth, you still can't cure alopecia, can ya? Making fun of him because he's bald. But I love it. He tells them to get off his building now. So Robin says, all right then. So he grabs Superboy by the ankle and throws him off. And then tells him, oh yeah, by the way, kid can't fly. So it's up to Lex to try to save him. Lex then takes this bull by the horns by literally snapping the cable that the two boys were holding on to, and tells Robin to hold on, because this isn't exactly going to be a comfortable ride. So he flies down in order to try to save Superboy, and Robin, of course, using a grappling hook, finds his own way out. But Superboy is, of course, panicking and screaming for help. And Lex is telling him to quit struggling, to go limp. He's going to save him. Just quit moving so much. Well, while all this struggling is going on, Robin finds a way to sneak into the building and finds a hidden level. So he's going through, and he already has it mapped out, knowing with how fast John would be falling and how much time he has before Lex and John come and disrupt him. So, as we get to see here, Lex is basically shaking Jonathan Kent for everything he's worth, trying to get information out of him. And he says, hey, we're just fanboys. We're just a couple of crazy kids who wanted to meet Lex Luthor. And he says, really? Fanboys, huh? Is that why your partner is planting explosives all over my lab? And he says, what? What are you talking about? And when they get in there, of course, Robin is planting what looks like a number of explosives throughout Lex Luthor's lab. And then we get to see Lex is demanding to know what exactly is going on. And he's saying they have until about the count of 3 to explain themselves. And that's when Damian tells him he's got until about the count of 5. So we get to see little pings all over the room. And of course, Lex has to rush to try to disable everything that's going on around the lab, and this gives more than enough time for Damian and John to escape. Of course, John's thinking Damien's a nutcase. Damien just set up all of these explosives all over the lab and didn't even tell him what they were going to be doing there. And he tells them very simply, those weren't really explosives that he put in the lab. Those were more or less just a way to keep him busy long enough to get what he needed. So we go through a little bit of another shakedown because the two boys, they're still back and forth whether or not they're going to be friends or not. And Damien shows him that he doesn't need to be Batman to get all the intel he wants. Because honestly, Damien thinks he's better. Because not only did he keep Lex off their tails, but he has also fully downloaded all of LexCorp's security log. So we get to see several minutes later, and Damien has apparently given John some money to go and get himself some food or something to drink or whatever. And Damien's going through the security log, and he's finding the individual that he was interested in. The boy named Reggie. They're going through and they're finding out a number of different things about it. And of course, you get to see the two boys dealing with it. And Damien's telling him very simply that he's not going to hand this over to the League. He's not going to hand it over to his father. That if this is going to go down, it's going to go down on his terms. He might include his Teen Titans, or he might not. And that's when Superboy asks him why he wasn't included in the Teen Titans. And Damien throws it out at him, well, it's all in the name. Teen. You know, John is younger than him. But moving on, we get to see a little bit more of a recon between the two boys and them actually going to try to find this individual, Reggie. And they're discussing a little bit more about the Amazo virus and what all is included in there. And they go into what looks like a little bit of an abandoned building, the two boys do. And that's when they find it. They find Reggie's dead family. Earlier on in the issue, Reggie killed his father, his brother, and his mother. So, continuing on, John is completely heartbroken by this find, and he wants to call his dad in. He wants to include the older members. He wants someone else to handle this because now there have been murders. And the two boys, of course, don't agree on this. Superboy just throws Robin a little bit like a rag doll, and he takes off. So, continuing, the two boys are going on their own little expedition. John hears something in the woods, and he goes towards it. And Damien starts to look at all the chairs. He counts. There are 5 chairs with bindings, yet there are 4 bodies. And then we get to see what John has found. Jonathan is telling him that he's Superboy, and he's here to help. So he's found Reggie's sister. She's alive in the woods, clearly very traumatized by everything that she saw. And then we get to see the 2 Amazos that are staring down at both the boys. So Robin will be dealing with an Amazo Superman, and Damien will be dealing with an Amazo Batman. So the next issue is going to be called The Parent Trap. I'm really excited about it. I've really been enjoying Super Sons. If you're at all interested, I suggest picking this up. It's been a really solid read, great art throughout, and just really fun to see these 2 characters interact and basically learn to be heroes together. So give me a like if you like this review, comment below, and tell me whether or not you picked up this book and if you're enjoying it as much as I am. Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of my older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.